just superb to Hurley. Well done in the end. Cripps, young Western Australian, comes back in after missing last week in Western Australia, and the judge has run down.
He looked up, he had nowhere to go, he actually hesitated.
Kira and Gerard Moran are those that are getting married. We're undertold that the bar has stayed open. They've got a subscription to watch this game, and they're all there watching. So when he comes on, there'll be plenty of noise in Ireland. Carlisle, terrific. Little gift to the man that played so much as a dog and is now loved as a bomber. Over the top to Zaharakis, and they can open their account to a man that is generally very reliable. In their own right, should have earned nominations for Goal of the Week. But Zaharakis should become the goal kicker. He does. He's pleased. So too are Essendon fans. The first of the afternoon for the Bombers. Since he came to the Blues, Hurley to Bagley.
Chapman's come back on the ground straight to Yaron, and they're meeting acquaintances again.
Well, Collier, a hero last week. Terrific article on the paper about him and Howlett. What a wonderful kick from Collier. Well done, Howlett. Game 100, looking for his first. Bombers second, no problem. Bombers in front. So Jones to a spot where Armfield can run onto it. Cripps had to wait underneath it. Stanton to beat, does reasonably, gets boot to ball. Gibbs, well, beaten easily and then by Ambrose. Stanton to Cooney. Sweeping handball. Hibbert, not even off a step, just stationary. Clever kick to Stanton. The Carlisle.
He's going to have to just eat up a bit of time here.
Ambrose has run a long way. Back inside to Cooney, just forward of the wing. Now Carlisle, who had a shot moments ago, offline and now needs to find a target. Goddard has drifted down. He's ignored. Again, it's Ambrose and Danaher. While this is all going on, Danaher tries to bring up the Bombers' third. And does. Well done, Joe. Bombers back in front. And he will be disappointed with the way it was delivered to him, I would think, as Ellard tries to work his way through. A couple of Bombers out the back. Hurley just does enough to keep Henderson off the ball. And the handball was good enough from Hooker. It's worked back to a man who's done it for so long. Terrific to Watson. He's got a couple of leading players. Short option is on. That's how you deliver the football. A couple recently with just general tiredness. 40 next month as Zaharakis searches for his second. It's coming back. It's good enough. Bombers in front by one major.
No, it hasn't been pretty, has it? Hurley out wide.
78 for the Bombers, 60% for the Blues kicking efficiency, I'm told.
Bagley to Merritt. Thank you, Haim.
Again.
And again, another target miss. Now Jones almost carried forward. Well done, Hooker. Realised his error just a moment or two ago. Hibbert finds the footy cleanly, but again the kick into the man in front for the Blues. Simpson, Yaron, they both got hands on it. Still alive now. Howlett feeds it back for Hibbert. Just looking for a clean contest here. Hibbert, high ball to the square, off the ground. Chapman the goal. Oh, that's brilliant. Bottom left is the angle that tells us the most, and it tells us it's a goal.
Well, that's what I'm saying, Basil. If there's your concussion test.
Up by 2 goals.
Play on.
Well, again, tall timber at the drop of this ball. Carlisle, sort of half manhandled by Rowe. Umpire lets it roll on. Cripps, Watson to beat. Handball comes to Cooney. Takes on Ellard, did a good job. Put boot to ball.
Essendon! I'm in. Essendon, got it, mate.
Game 100, looking for goal 2. Looks pretty neat and tidy. Well done, the boy from Donnybrook. The Bombers by 11 on a Saturday over at the G. Andrew Walker.
Play on. You.
Well, jumping was Cripps, but it was Carlisle who had the height. What a player he has become for the Bombers. Bell Chambers didn't get first touch on it, but got the last, and suddenly becomes influential. So from the tall to the short to Collier to the old and the bald.
That's great running, isn't it? All the players coming up the ground, leaving that space.
Well, it's unconventional, but it's how he feels comfortable. Chappie, he's a good player. He gets his second.
And Rowe ignores Jones, the first lead. He goes to a 2-on-1 situation. Not a good kick, and Hooker stands up and marks on defensive 50.
That's where they're really letting themselves down, Carlton. That kick into their forward line. Now, it has to be a half kick. They actually had players forward of where that kick was directed. Hooker will live off those kicks all day. He's a great reader of the ball in the air. And he's very strong overhead.
Well, the Bombers at the moment working it quite easily down the ground. Fletcher, Stanton. Now, this is the key kick. Stanton, no problem, finds Danaher, and he needs to take responsibility here and go back and slot. You know it's going to end up going to Carlisle, to Ambrose, to Danaher, or maybe a small forward, and it's all pretty systematic with the Blues. You never know quite how it's going to unfold. So Danaher, he's getting help from Matty Lloyd, and it looks like Matty's helping out in a very big way. Terrific finish. Bombers by 15.
Then they're able to spread. They're able to spread them wide. They opened up that gap in the middle, which is the gap then that they wanted to attack through.
Well, the Gibbs kick, not as he would have liked, and suddenly Hibbert again looking inside. Goddard this time, as we so often see him leading the play to the ball, arms out, still searching for the Holy Grail. Now he's hoping that success will come with a red sash and a 9 on his back. Goddard, what a player, what a finish.
Decided advantage now in that component of the game.
Well, it's Heppel suddenly with time on the clock, and that finish is just superb. Didn't overkick it, got it all the way to the line. It's been a rugged start for the Blues so far this year, trailing by 25, and right now the Bombers seemingly doing it pretty easily. Hibbert to Ambrose. Hibbert continues on, and Melksham, he must have just come onto the ground because he's got 40 metres. And the kick again, terrific. It's just got much more system to it, Welshie.
Yeah, Melksham just come on then for Zaharakis, who's just come up in the hands of the doctors at the moment. Looks to be a lower leg injury.
Well, Watson thought about it, then again kicked it to where he wanted the play to be.
And conversely, Carlton just don't seem to have the same system.
So minus score only for Jake Carlisle this afternoon. Well, Danaher didn't move. Straight over his head, the ball flies. Bombers, the first of the third. And then to Judd. Well, Henderson out-muscled by Hurley, who's starting to make a name for himself as a defender. Collier, he's making a name for himself, running all around the ground. Watson, he was a part of the stoppage. He was the third man up. Now he's delivering it inside 50. Well done, Zaharakis.
Go back and kick it. They hit that, and then they've given themselves the opportunity to kick a set shot.
This for 3. And David Zaharakis extends the margin. 32 points again. He's got 3 for the afternoon.
Really good. Bellchambers with a bad miss after a big mark in this term. He won the hit out, taken high. Adam Cooney.
No, he stopped immediately.
So no advantages, you heard. There might be some here, though. Merritt, the sweeping handball forward for Gleeson. So they can attack again. Bagley was breaking. It didn't go that way. Not a great kick in from Gleeson. It might work out perfectly. Stanton over the top. Goddard in game 250. Watson, the skipper, goes short again. Terrific play by the Bombers. Joe Danaher marks with 3 goals for the Bombers. He's kicked 2-1 this afternoon. He's looked dangerous, looked lively, and looks really accurate. That's a great kick, and it is the biggest lead of the game. 38 points the Bombers' way.
Yep, I think it's a good move to get him onto the ground. Maybe they could have brought him on a little bit quicker earlier.
The wiry Gleeson to Stanton. Well, Danaher has to wait. Jamison, he was given a pretty easy task in the end, knocked it away. Rowe does the roving, short ball. Well, left behind by Cripps. Stanton makes him pay. Drop the football. Watson, clever little flick to Ambrose. Hurried kick forward. Simpson's got to stand up. Did a good job.
Oh. Is that against Boone then? Just for the shepherd out?
No odds for the footy. That's new interpretation, mate.
Here it is.
That's it.
Gee, there wasn't much in it. Bit stiff.
Surely there's a debutante clause on that. Another goal to the Bombers. Right on the siren, so a tough way to start for Kieran Byrne. I'm not sure whether it's been a huge step backwards given what we've seen from the Blues, but it certainly hasn't been a progressive afternoon for Carlton. They trail by 35 and you sense the margin will grow. Watson, he's a serious player. To hug the boundary line is what the Bombers will see as their MO for the rest of the afternoon. Goddard through the middle. One will snuff out the Blues. Collier, the hero last week, just dances around. That's, well, he's kept possession, happy to mop up some time too. Now, Merritt, if he can find a jumper, regardless of whether they kick a goal or not, it'll finish the Blues. They can't find a jumper. The Blues still alive, only just. Now they're dead.
Casbolt now. Last seconds of this game. So Essendon will improve their record to 2-1. And it's 0-3 for the Blues. They showed a little bit, but Brendan Goddard in game 250 celebrates with a 21-point win over the Blues.
To win the premiership.